welcome to my review of Mind Game. Before I get into my pros and cons, I want to preface it and give some information on this film before I get into that. Now, this film runs for about an hour and 43 minutes long. This film originally came out in 2004, so this movie's got some age to it. And I'm going to preface this here. This movie is rated R or TVMA. It is not intended for children because there is nudity and there is sexual content. With that out of the way, let me get into my pros and cons of this film. The first thing I'm going to state off the back, if you do not like nonsense and where the movie doesn't make any sense, you're probably not going to like this film all that much. By far one of the strangest, most bizarre things I've ever watched. To the visuals, to the sound design, to the characters themselves. Some people would think this movie looks ugly, some people think it's an artistic choice. But whatever that is down to your own personal opinion. The plot and the writing, and I do have to preface this was adapted from a manga. So, this is by far one of the most nonsensical things I've ever watched. For the most part, I am not going to give spoilers, but just to state this, how strange this movie is, the majority of this film takes place in the belly of a whale because of our main cast drove off a bridge and then a whale out of nowhere swallowed them whole with the car. And then they meet an old guy, built his own canopies and houses of wreckage in the belly of the whale. Well, the rest of our cast is staying with him, and somehow he's got a form of electricity. This movie makes no damn sense, but I don't know how, but Japan has a tendency to make things like this work, and this movie does actually work. Now, that, as I said before, it can be prefaced, it's all depending on your opinion. Now, acing, on the other hand, especially during the second act, can drag quite a bit. A lot of scenes are dragged out, and some of this movie can be very boring. But once it gets past hour mark, well, first half hour is pretty fast paced, and then there's like 40 to 50 minutes of downtime where they're in the belly of the whale, and then once they get past where they're gonna try to get out, that whole scene is just wild and chaotic, and it fits the tone of the movie perfectly. Aesthetically, this movie is very unique. It looks like nothing else. Part of it looks outright ugly, but that's the whole point. Some of it looks really good, but then you'll suddenly see lifelike faces come on characters that weren't there before. The movie heavily stylized, and in a lot of the ways it's actually held up visually. The animations are very good. The characters themselves, it's a mashup. Some of the main guy, he does get better, but at the same time, he's not the most likable guy, but that's not really the point, but he does get better, so there is some character progression. The other characters, some of them are just there. The old guy who lived in the whale is a particular highlight. I enjoyed him throughout the movie. And story-wise, let's just say, even if I were to tell you anything else about this movie, even in context, it makes no damn sense. It's one of those. And the sound design is surprisingly really good. Everything fits with the movie tonally. Everything stands out because this movie's so freaking insane. If you do watch this, you will see nothing else like it because there isn't. Even in anime in general, nothing is this weird. No wonder they made this into a movie. I don't know if this could stand on an entire series. It's that weird. Now, I don't plan on giving much, as I said before, I don't plan on giving much of spoilers, but if I were to recommend this is not for anyone outside of the anime fan base. Anyone who's outside of that fan base will not watch this. This is fallen into obscurity nowadays. There hasn't been a whole lot of people talking about this, really. Well, it is from 2004, so it's got the age to it. So, and I can recommend this to anime fans who have not seen it. but you have to be into the more strange side of anime to even consider watching this. So this is one of those films that is a hard recommendation. But if you do enjoy just weird stuff, this movie is, you will probably enjoy this film. Now, without further ado, my score for Mind Game is a 7 out of 10. Preface it, this movie is definitely not for everyone. It will definitely weird people out, and it's probably not going to be for you if you're not an anime fan or if you're not into weirder things in general. And I also have to preface this is probably not a good film for children to watch, so this is, as I stated before, for mature audiences only. And I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, leaving a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to leave a comment before you head out the door. This has been Ryder. I'm out.